Oh, there it is. Oh, thank you. Forgot to take off the sound. Thank you. Anyways, greetings. Good to see you, Jack. You know what? So, talking about Charlie Kirk. Now, put aside all the possible conspiracies. Let's just take this as it is. And there is no doubt that the assassination of Charlie Kirk is inspiring Christians around the world, not just in America. And let's face it, none of us, if we're going to be honest, preach 100% true doctrine. I wish I could say that I did, but I've changed my view on some things, so I got to be humble enough to admit that I don't. I strive to, right? Now, and when I say true doctrine, I mean not talking about the essentials. I'm talking about some of the anterior stuff. Essentials, blood of Christ, 1 Corinthians 15, 1 through 4, death, burial, resurrection of Christ, kingship of Christ. Got to get that right. I believe I have that right. Jesus' sonship. Anyways, Charlie Kirk preached the gospel. 1 Corinthians 15, 1 through 4. I mean, that's really the test, right? And you can argue all day about other stuff, but he preached the gospel. And their assassination of him should really cause Christians concern in this respect. Not fear, never fear, but concern, because Charlie Kirk he preached sound Christian doctrine, and his views were basic Christian morals, nothing even radical, right? He didn't preach anything radical. He preached basic Christian values, and that's precisely what got him assassinated, right? That's what got him assassinated. Why do you think he was killed, Jack or Donnie? I think that just by going the story without any kind of possible conspiracies, which I'm not saying are not true, just going by the story. And what you got to realize, let's just say he wasn't killed for his faith. There was some conspiracy behind it. Let's just say that. The fact that why is the world celebrating his death, the unbelievers? Because to them, he was killed for his faith. To them, he was killed for expressing Christian values, right? Which is anti-sodomy, anti-feminism, that is related to the Bible, right? And that's why he was killed. Or that's why they think he was killed, right? Because let's face it, when you're preaching against sodomy, that's a Christian value. And if we're just going by the story that we're given, that it was this, I guess, I don't know about the guy, but I guess the guy's was in the relationship with a transgender, that you're getting killed for your faith at that point. And I'm not one to be against Christians getting involved in politics. So, and that has political implications, right? When we preach our faith in a public square, our nation at one time, it is normal for a nation to outlaw sodomy. And the values that Charlie Kirk expressed are generally our values. If you're a Christian, you're against sodomy, you're against transgenderism, you're for marriage, you're against feminism because you believe in the biblical concept of the woman submitting to her husband, that type of thing. God over Christ, Christ over man, man over the woman. And the world is celebrating his death. I never thought in America, growing up, I was born in 1974, grew up in the 70s and 80s. I never thought I would see the day when people openly celebrate the assassination and murder of somebody. Now, it's one thing to be ambivalent because he's a public figure. You didn't know him personally. I get that. It's a whole other thing to outright celebrate it. And not only that, say slanderous things about the guy, that he was racist, which is not proven, that he was a Nazi, which is ridiculous, and that he, what else did they say about him? Oh, that he advocated for gun violence, never did. So not only is he assassinated for what I believe is his faith, and political views, because I think those go hand in hand, honestly. You can't separate politics from faith. You just can't. It never has been in the history of Christianity. Because we can't think of politics the way we do in the modern day, that it's supposed to be separate from religion. It just isn't. It just never has been. That's not the way society's ever worked. This is a new experiment we have in America where we separate the two. Now, these same people that are cheerleading the death of him would be the same people that would do it to you. Why? Because you're going to have a lot of the same views that is what upsets people. And he believed in strong borders. Now tell me how that's just not a logical, common sense view. And your people are now getting derailed, or I should say railed against, for being Nazis because you want strong borders, which is just a normal, logical, and it's even Christian concept or whatever. And also he spoke out against BLM. BLM fosters hate. They promote transgender sodomite ideology. They promote victim mentality, which is those things are contrary to Scripture. And nonetheless, it is disheartening to me to see the reaction of people celebrating his death. That tells you a lot about where we're at as a society, that the level of many has grown cold, that people can't even have basic manners to just shut their mouth and not express anything if they don't feel good about the guy. That's gone. At one time, that was the norm in society in America, is that it was uncouth to do that. Uncouth. And it's disheartening for me because I grew up in a different America that wasn't like that. And now I'm seeing that before my eyes. Nonetheless, a lot of good is coming out of this. And what I say by that is churches were, apparently the increase in attendance over this past weekend was just huge. Evangelical churches, Catholic churches. But even before this Charlie Kirk situation, the momentum of Christianity and the revival was already happening. Easter Sunday, churches were packed. Christianity is on the rise, and it's coming a lot from the youth. And I really believe this Charlie Kirk assassination is going to be a galvanizing point for Christians. One, they realize no matter how you compromise with the left, they will have no mercy for you. No matter how much you tone down their message, and Charlie Kirk didn't tone down his message, but he was far from radical. His views were very normal, conservative Christian views, nothing controversial. But it's only because a populace has grown so cold to the law of God, has grown so degenerate that anything even normal comes to them off as fascism. And I have no problems. I have no problems with Christians in the public square. But anyways, just think of that. God bless you guys. Hail Christ, hail victory.